Hmm.
And so let's go with Tiffany. How was your week?
Um, my week was super good. It started off, I did a talk for an MLK Day celebration, and that was awesome because I haven't been like in a workshop conference vibe setting in a while, so that was cool. After that, the week honestly dragged. I was doing just a lot of administrative type work, grant writing stuff, and um, nothing super exciting. I am excited for the weekend though. My week
Oh,
was pretty
okay.
sick.
All right, all right. We're gonna have to I'm gonna have to ask you later when I interview you why you're so excited for the weekend. Sydney, how you doing, miss? Welcome.
I'm doing okay. Had a stressful week, but I'm happy to be here.
That's good. That's good. That's good. We're happy that you're here with us. JT, what's going on? Where you from, man? Oh, I muted your mic just to let y'all know when people are not talking, mute your mics because what happens is that if a sound happens around you, the camera will show up on you rather than the person that's talking. So that's part of the etiquette. So, can you unmute your mic, JT, so we can hear you, bro?
All right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm from Tacoma. I'm just outside of Seattle, basically.
Okay. 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 How was your week, man?
Um, Eventful. I just got into a car accident like last week, so I'm just dealing with all that right now.
Oh
But
man.
the forced time off from work actually gave me time to finish up some articles and write a piece for tonight. So it was a blessing in disguise.
Word, man. And you can always um you can always read some older stuff too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just need the
Uh,
drive to put something new out there. So
all right.
appreciate
All right.
it.
All right. All right. All right. Then, well, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Adrian, how you doing, Adrian?
I'm doing well, thank you. My week was fine. Teaching online, but I've been having this camera issue, so you might imagine that um, that's been a challenge. Um, but other than that, things have been good. I'm glad it's Friday.
See, I like. Do you mind if I tease you about your camera? I don't want to if it's gonna upset you, but I like to
Oh,
tease
no,
people. You know what
no,
I'm
no, go
saying?
ahead.
So I hope people don't get too mad at me, man. It,
Yeah,
it's
go
it's
ahead.
it's a flaw in my personality. So my bad. I can't be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? But no, I was gonna say if somebody complains about your camera,
Hmm.
you could tell them that it's like some issue where like you like so you could be like, well, some signal from like outer space like hit your computer, and you can just tell them that that's what it's been encrypted, and so there's no like technology on Earth that can like unencrypt it, and they'll be like, really? You know what I'm saying? So you anyway,
Appreciate
um,
appreciate the
yo,
advice.
well, I don't know. My mind be out there sometimes, man. Um, but I want to say welcome, y'all. Welcome to Poetic Recovery. I thought I was doing a great thing when I got this light, but it's really making me dark right now. I'm not sure why, but it's all good. I got a light, y'all don't. So we good. We good. You know what I'm saying? So welcome, Poetic Recovery. We have deep conversation. I was thinking about that last night. I was like, what else can I say about Poetic Recovery? And then it hit me. We have some very deep conversation. And y'all know, like I know right now, there is need for very deep conversation. Very, very deep conversation. So, but who's got poetry tonight? Who's got poetry? That's what I want to know. Who came ready to read?
I got something.
You got some? All right.
Yeah,
I know
actually,
JT. What'd
actually
you say?
playing off what you just said too. Like we need conversation right now. So I took everything that I'd been thinking about in the last like week and just kind of jotted it down into something. So it's like it's
Right.
untitleable because I'm a terrible with titles. But so whenever you want me to start, I can just run with it.
All right, cool. Adrian, what about you?
I don't have anything. I'm here to support Sid. I like to watch her win, and I love her work. So I'm just a fan.
All right, cool. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. Tiffany. Now listen, Tiffany. Listen, if Tiffany says she ain't got nothing, I'm gonna be like, I just accept it, right? But inside my mind, though, I'm gonna be talking.
I
Nah,
got something. I got a couple of something, so don't no hating tonight. I came prepared.
Word. Now I do want to say that when we interview people, they don't have to read because they're like the spotlight for the night. And Tiffany, I will start the interview with her at 8:30. And then what we do after the interview is I will give the interviewee a topic that they would discuss for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll free write, you know what I'm saying, behind the track. And then we come back and we do our last round. Now, people have been floating around the idea of erotic poetry after the family-friendly portion, which starts at around 10:30. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that'll be tonight. It depends because we get stragglers coming in like around 8:30, 9 o'clock. And they be like, oh, I want to go to 12. Like, no, you should have came at 7:45. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let me start it off. Let me still. You know what? Did I ask Sydney? Sydney.
Yes,
Do you yourself have anything to read?
I do.
You do. How many pieces you got? You got one. You got two.
2.
You got tuna possible. Come on now, count your hand right, cause you know I ain't
Oh
trying. I ain't trying to lose like
Thanks.
that, yo.
I got however many you need.
Oh, okay. You know what? I like that. See, you
Mhm.
sit up there, y'all hear that? Can you say that one more time?
I got however many you need.
You know what I'm saying? We have people like that every night. I would never have to read again. I could just sit here, do the tech work, and just look up every so I'm like, next. All right. Anyway, so now I know y'all know that on January 6th, we had, some entitled American citizens. I'm not even gonna diss them. And here's why. You know what? I spent so much energy fighting the ideology of these people for the last 4 years. Longer than that. Because when Black Lives Matter really wasn't really a thing, I remember being at Holyoke, Mass with a street sign by myself and this older white lady, you know what I'm saying, with BLM, you know what I'm saying, for Trayvon Martin and then Michael Brown, right? And this was before anybody really understood what BLM was. You know what I'm saying? And then we started doing more visuals and stuff like that, right? You know, and you know how like you're like really into something emotionally and you really like fighting and battling, and then it's not till a while later you start thinking about it and digesting it, like, yo, what was up? And in the last day or so, I've been thinking like, yo, these people, um, their minds have been hijacked, yo. You know what I'm saying? And on the other end of the spectrum are our minds that have been hijacked. You know what I'm saying? Their minds have been hijacked into believing that they're supposed to have all of this land that is theirs and everything else that come along with it. And our minds have been hijacked to believe that, like, if we try this, Master gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's crazy, like how they'll keep coming in droves, knowing that they're gonna die, but we too scared to stand up, scared that we're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to say the least. You know what I'm saying? And and then there's the other aspect where it's like we could do a whole lot of change, and dying doesn't have to be part of the equation. I mean, we're gonna die somehow. You know what I'm saying? No change is gonna happen without a struggle, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what are we willing to sacrifice? Am I willing to go into like a store, stop and shop, and hang out for like 15 hours just to like, nah, it's a pandemic. But there are some things I'm willing to do. You know what I mean? And so there's some things worth sacrificing. Like, yo, one of my nephews is still like 10, 11 years old. When I think about him, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I think about my godmother who's older, you know what I'm saying, who might need medical care at some point in time, and my life is so much better because of her, there's things I'm willing to do. So let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it a couple minutes. Let's talk about this. Um, let's start with you, Tiffany. And the reason why we're starting with Tiffany, and Tiffany's been doing a lot of work in the Springfield Mass. Listen, let me tell y'all something. This place is looking a whole lot different because of Tiffany, people like Tiffany, um, Nia Boyd, you know what I'm saying? Um, Kyrene, what's Kyrene's last name? Wake Up Movement, um, Ayanna Crawford, um, Bishop Swan, you know what I'm saying? Verlene Harris, um, Billie Jean Belvin, who brought us our first online hip hop radio station to give brothers and sisters in the streets a voice and another alternative. Amazing, amazing work. And the names goes on. Stone Soul, who's been doing it for like 50 years. You know what I'm saying? The names go on and on and on. For better or for worse, whether you love them or hate them, they've been in the game. So Tiffany, you first. What's on your mind?
I think you just touched on so many things with that one idea, but what stuck out to me the most is you saying that balance of being afraid of standing up because of the consequences, but also being afraid of our current existence because of the consequences. And that balance is kind of what just motivates me to just push past all of it and saying that we don't have that choice to be relaxed anymore. What really forced me into really like going hard for Black Lives Matter and just doing everything I can to make a difference was when that DOJ report came out. So when the Department of Justice investigated our Springfield Police Department's Narcotics Bureau and found so much lies, so much criminal activity, so much like legal documentation showcasing that our constitutional rights have been violated and we're not safe because of our own police department. Once that came out from the federal department, and nothing changed. Like the mayor didn't come out like hot, like we're so sorry this is occurring to you guys. We're gonna get y'all safe. The commissioner wasn't apologetic. They're like, well, things happen. Like when I saw that an entire 2-year investigation can be done, the findings shows that our rights have been violated and nobody moved. I just knew, okay, I don't care if we burn this whole city down, something is gonna change. And so I realized that because we're not in the lowest depth of poverty in Springfield. Like we have poor sections of our town, but our poverty isn't as desperate as you'll find in some other places.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes us comfortable. It really makes us comfortable. And so it's like if you were in DC or Brooklyn, you might need 6, 7, 8 months to get on food stamps or something because of the amount of time. But you can go into the office and have it by the end of the week. So there's a lot of privileges we have here in our poverty where we're not forced to really fight for it. We act as if we're a minority when we're 65% of the city, which is another issue. We have that mentality of us not meaning as much as we should believe ourselves to mean. So there's a lot of like issues going on in terms of really realizing who we are in terms of the Black and brown community, and realizing our identity is strong in numbers. And if we were focused our energies and our goals and focused on supporting each other, we can make a crazy difference. So many people stepped up last year, and you already can see how the city is changing so rapidly. And I believe as long as we keep supporting people's commitment to be creative and build new opportunities here, as well as forcing the authority figures to do their jobs or vote them out. All of that collectively can address some of the issues that you've brought up. But we can't be scared anymore. Like it's literally, there's just nothing to be afraid of, especially when we have all the comforts that we do have. In comparison to the civil rights movement or Reconstruction or the abolitionist movement, and it all goes on, you know?
I also believe, and I know some people get upset with me when I say this, that, but we also got to be honest with ourselves, like what we're doing in our own communities. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and we also have to be honest with the allies who have given their lives so that we can push forward. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah, I don't think for me that conversation is always misplaced. And I get where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it's only when it comes to talking about Black and brown growth, success, and wanting equal rights that you bring up something else. So it's like, for example, no one goes to a cancer fundraiser and say, well, what about diabetes? Like no one does that, and no one's expected to do that. But whenever we talk about, oh, Black and brown people need police to stop being brutal or systems to stop being racist, they're like, oh, well, what about what you guys do to each other? And you can't really equate that, because there's so much that goes into the reasons why the our community suffers from a lot of different struggles, and a lot of it does go back to the systems that we've been placed in the first place. So
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely,
I completely agree that
absolutely.
there's a lot of issues that we need to deal with on our own, but I guarantee you if a lot of the systemic issues were solved, a lot of the consequences that now have equated into our existence would be changing as well.
No, you know, I agree with you. The reason why I bring that up is because of some really very deep issues in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've always said for a long time that one of the great dividers of our communities is religion. You know what I'm saying? So I think things are always connected, so on and so forth. So me myself and I don't shy away. As someone who grew up in foster care from home to home to home, and who knows of the I've known very wealthy Black people in our communities that could have helped other Black people and refused to. You know what I'm saying? And so those conversations have to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because if we look at like this last election, we've had different Black people talk down to other Black people because they're not voting for who we want them to vote for. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, while I agree that like Trump is a douchebag, you know what I'm saying? The reality is that now that Biden's in office, there's a lot of people that are saying they're like, oh, well, we should forgive Biden and so on and so forth. And it's like, we just giving him a pass. Like, what happened to like all the people in our community that we can't forgive, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we need them to go through extraordinary lengths to earn our forgiveness. But yet when people like Biden does something, we're really quick to forgive him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there are issues we need to deal with in our communities. We can go back to Du Bois supporting eugenics, you know what I'm saying? And a whole host of other issues, you know what I mean, that is still present today. You know what I'm saying? And so I welcome those issues to be discussed as someone who's seen my family get utterly destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Even from other people in our own family who could have reached out and helped and just didn't. You know what I'm saying? It happens in so many communities. You know what I mean? So, Sydney, chime in.
The only thing that I really have to say is I'm always talking about entitlement and even looking at so I tutor and
Absolutely.
I work with children, and so to see that even started at an early age, and um, of course with racism and tension and prejudice and everything being taught versus you going and saying that this kid is just this way. um, so I see that a lot, and I think that's my stance there, that I try to combat that in the role of an educator, to really just plant the seeds in the beginning so that we
Yeah.
don't have that happen with the children that I have in my focus in my field. Um, and I definitely agree with you that, as the Black and Brown community, there is a lot of fear of the consequences of what could happen. Um, there definitely is that idea of, oh, if I speak up, then, you know, I don't make it home to my family, or I go to jail today, or what have you, but it's like, at what point do you get tired of living the same type of life and living in fear? Like, at what point is there, do you want to make a change, or is it, I'm just going to stay here and live comfortably and stay in my position and play my role? So,
I just before I comment, I just want to say, Tiffany, I do want to say I agree with you. I absolutely agree. I do agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying on that. Whenever we talk about issues with racism, so on and so forth. Oh, well, what about black on black violence and so on and so forth? I agree with you 100%. I do agree with you. And I hope it didn't seem like I was minimizing or marginalizing your point. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. And I apologize if it seemed that way.
Oh no, you don't. No, and you make a good point in terms of there's just so much trauma we got to get through, and
Yeah,
it's just all there, right? And in terms of, it sounds crazy in terms of like having to prioritize pain and what goes first, but we can't really do that as a collective because everyone feels certain things are important. Um I know a lot of women and men for that matter who thinks issues of child molestation in the Black community, that's something that is like the
oh,
number one thing that we
absolutely.
should be
Oh,
talking
man.
about.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's just so many things that have affected us, and I've just come to the point where it's just like, okay, if more people are stepping up, then more of these issues can be addressed, because
Right.
it's just so much pain that we have to sift through and heal from. Toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, we have a big domestic violence culture in here where some people feel like you're showing love more if you're willing to fight to not leave, and we just got so much stuff to get through that it's like we all have to be engaged and involved and really trying to uh look inward to see where we can make a difference. Everyone can't do everything, but we can all
Right.
do a small part.
No, I agree with you. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I share my experience with being abused and being molested. And, you know what I'm saying? So that other men know that we need to talk about it. We need to create that space, and that's why Poetic Recovery is here. You know what I mean? And like, yo, like you hit on something that like, yo, just like boom, you like touched my soul on that one. You know what I mean? So yo, and anytime like you want to send something out, like our list serve is growing, let me know and I'll send it out for you. You know what I'm saying? I respect the work that you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And Sydney, to your point, I recently saw something that talked about how the KKK has child development schools. Did you have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I seen it like the other day.
Hmm.
So if you can take a moment, go to Google and look up, the KKK and child. Uh, I don't know the name of those pre-education words, jargon, but pre-K education. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It's real deep, and also in media. You know what I'm saying? To your point and to Tiffany's point, You know what I'm saying? We do not realize how powerful our culture is, right? We want to get better, right? But yet we don't realize that we can use culture as a therapy, as a tool to aid therapy, right? But when we say we want to get better, we say we respect the women in our community, but yet we abuse the women in our community through our cultural expression. And we're like, well, how come we're not getting any better? It's like, and I understand this is the deep argument within the Black community, you know what I'm saying? Whereas if we're constantly talking about killing each other, you know, one side says, oh man, well, you know, it's only a music, it doesn't affect anything. But yet there's so many scientific studies that prove that if you call someone ugly so many times, they're going to start believing that they're ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have affirmations, right? Affirmation is huge in therapy. You keep telling yourself something over and over again, at some point you're going to become to believe it. And self-help programs, they call it fake it till you make it, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like with culture, what if we told each other something positive 85% of the time, right? How would we be treating ourselves and each other? You know what I'm saying? And so, and that goes back to the youth. Back during the day, the Black Power movement had programs where they had children go through these programs where they were affirming their Blackness and how beautiful they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, how often do we do that now? You know what I'm saying? So, JT,
Yeah.
what's good, man?
Doing good, doing good. I love how that conversation's going, and kind of to jump in on that. I kind of have a unique experience in the fact that I was adopted by white parents who openly told me never trust anything in a history book, but the white man stole everything.
Word, word.
And he would say, like my dad, who's still alive, will always say, like, you're celebrating Thanksgiving. He goes, you know damn well that they slaughtered him. They didn't celebrate.
Yeah, word.
Yeah. But so I was taught that. But the unique position I have is I have, white family members who don't see themselves as racist, but they hold very racist positions. But, they find excuses for it. Like you said, when they say, like, well, what about black and black crime? I always fire back with, what about white and white crime? It's about 91%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But the, I don't
And
know.
they have more of the resources, so it's like, what's the excuse?
The thing that I think that we need to really, as black and brown people, need to do is reintroduce ourselves through our own custom. Because let's face it, no matter where we are, we look at ourselves through the same eyes as the people who hate us.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we can throw that mentality out, or at least take some of the power away from that. I think that we're stuck because we're doing it for somebody else's approval. I mean, the worst part about that, when I realized it, was growing up. I had a lot of nicknames from family members, and they were racist nicknames. I found out in hindsight, but they weren't saying it in like a racist manner. But like you said, affirmations. I was told I was ugly for years, and it wasn't until I met a strong black woman who told me how beautiful I was every day that I started to believe, how I started to believe the opposite. I started to believe I wasn't ugly. And I'm just saying, jokes and words have power. So even if you're
Yeah.
saying it in the guise of a joke, if you're being an asshole, you're still affecting that person more than they know.
And man, you touched on, oh my God. All you was touching on things that are like personal to me, man. And and Tiffany, you said something, you said, we can't do everything, but the reality is like, we all connect to so many different things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, you know what I mean? But I agree with you. We got to start developing teams and stuff like that, connecting with teams, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I reached out to you, Tiffany, you know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes, we feel entitled ourselves. Like I've been out, like myself, I've been out in these damn streets for years and stuff like that. Where's my, people should be, and I'm like, I had to sit back and be like, yo, bro, like, this is because you were here. You were here because so and so was here. Like, don't hate, man. Like, yo, help. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I never get caught
You
up
know,
in that. I'm very humble about, like, I'm super self-centered and love myself in other ways, but when it comes to like this work, you've never heard me complain, and you've never heard me say like, where's my flowers or where's my roses, only
You,
because one of my degrees is in African American studies, and our history is just, you can't imagine what our ancestors went through for us to be here.
yeah,
Like until
yeah.
you really start digging deep and just seeing the pain. Like, okay, I can tell you something that uh has affected me just like ridiculously. And I'll be really quick. It's kind of hard to hear, but long story short, there was a pregnant Black woman, right, in Baltimore, and it's in one of the museums in Baltimore, an African American museum. And this was a time of lynching. Something happened where someone in her family had did something to a white man or something like that, or they make stuff up anyway. So she was lynched. So this is a pregnant woman, she's lynched. Obviously the baby doesn't die right away, and someone thought it was a good idea to cut up open her stomach, put a cat in her stomach where the living baby was, and then sealed it with fire, and they literally watched it until the cat clawed out of that the stomach. And so I have so much knowledge on very heinous and just the most ridiculous things that our people went through. And not only the people who didn't survive, but their community had to watch it. Like they knew how their mom died. They saw their uncle on the tree for weeks after he was burned. So it's just like when you process all of that, and
Yeah.
the slave trade and everything else. And it's just like, I'm going to fix my mouth to say that I'm not like, someone needs to look at me, or I'm too tired or I'm exhausted. You can't. You just can't, because I am constantly humbled by just the massive trauma, collective trauma that so many people went through. And then to tap back into what JT said that I found so important, he said you kind of have to just be in tune with yourself and reclaim that power back. And it really is that important, because for so long, since slavery, your proximity to whiteness was rewarded. So the closer your hair, like the more straight your hair is, the lighter your skin, your proximity to whiteness, that's how you get further in life. So inadvertently you think you're less than, because you have to change to become better. On top of that, especially most of us Black and brown people go through public schools. um, Even the worst white student who hates school ever still can leave that public education system with a basic understanding that they're capable of being something, just because of all the white people that they've learned about through science,
Wait,
English, history, math, all of it.
does,
And so
doesn't
they
that
get that subconscious understanding that they're capable. Meanwhile, Black people and brown people are stuck in this extreme identity between, oh, you're kings and queens in Africa, but then you spent most of your lives as slaves. And so, like, there's no in between where Black and brown people are constantly being fed, these are the variety of people you can become. You're kind of
right,
shuffled either to the labor industry, the prison, or if you're privileged, talented, and gifted, you get the little college spots. So it's
right.
like there's just so much going on. But again, if we were in tune with ourselves, if we were looking inward to believe in self-care, all those things matter, because the good thing about loving yourself is you end up loving others, because you find out more humanity in yourself, and so you're able to connect with the humanity in others, and then you just automatically start making decisions that respect other people. And so JT hit it on the nose when it comes to like going inward, learning to love yourself, learning to respect yourself, learning to take care of yourself, and then you're going to start attracting that in your life, and then you're going to start doing that to other people. So yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Adrian,
I'm here. I just took a
hey,
bite
you took a bite of what?
of a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm here and I'm taking everything in. I'm listening.
Did you want to chime in?
I'm sure. Just found a few things. Well, everything is quite thoughtful. And I don't have anything coherent to string together, but just a few things stick out. And Tiffany, I thought it was just notable. It just really struck me when you said that it's difficult to prioritize our pain, you know. And what I thought was like, wow, you know, the just stringing those words together, just to even have the pull to even have to try to prioritize is not fair, right? You know, now perhaps maybe in in policy, or if there's some sort of programming, or even on a forum like this, maybe um, for pragmatic purposes, there would be a reason to prioritize. But I just think, just emotionally, when we sit with ourselves, I guess my thought is, I wonder if it's okay not to prioritize, if it's okay to just let things sit and be, and realize that that all of these things can hurt, right, at the same time. And things are just complicated and nuanced, you know. And I heard you say that um, there's just a lot of a conflict and nuance, even in our community, where at once we love um, people in our community who oftentimes hurt us, right? And also heard JT when he was saying, you know, kind of, how do we go about decolonizing our minds, right? Like internalizing the hate that we experience from folks who seek to destroy and conquer us, right? And I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that. That's just kind of how I am. I just kind of sit with things. And I just thought
I,
there
I,
was,
I
I'm sorry.
I think no, I was gonna say I think what you just said was just pretty powerful in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought that was quite meaningful. And I've thought about that too, just how internalize the pain. And I'm big on affirmations too. And sometimes, you know, they're related to um my experience as a Black woman, and then other times it's just, and I'm pretty sure just about any difficult thing, it could probably be traced to my experience, my embodied experience, right, as a woman, as a Black woman. But I know lately I've just been telling myself, you know, you can do hard things. And that's been my latest affirmation. And then Maurice, you know, I heard you say, I just thought it was like significant when you said that culture can be curative. And I actually was teaching on that just yesterday, where culture is an adaptive tool that oftentimes, well, we have like evolution, right, where our biological bodies evolve, but that happens really slowly over time. And if we allow culture, it can be, and it can be curative, but sometimes it can be an impediment. And I thought about as you were speaking, the like juxtaposing two things, right? The internalizing the hate that we experience, and the messages from people who would otherize us, or um, um, subjugate us, right? Like if you think about the Clark and Clark study, the doll study, right? The
Yeah,
where the little kids, you know, little Black kids, self-concept being interrupted because they were in a Jim Crow system and segregated system, right? And in that way, culture was an impediment, right? But then when we think about what just happened on Wednesday, right? The first Black woman to be inaugurated as vice president, no matter her flaws, right? We're all complicated. We all are complex. But when we think about what that image means and how culture can be curative in that way, and we have that example now, right? And so in that way, I think in a small way, that's a way that culture can be curative. And of course, right, meeting here for poetry, and I mean, and for this discussion, and as we meet to cure ourselves, and to heal ourselves from whatever we've experienced this week. And so I'm just enjoying the process of all of this. Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate it. You know, what you've had to say, and you know, it's one of the reasons why I created Poetic Recovery. Um, as a recovering addict and as a MC, and all the stuff I aspire to be. Oh, that rhyme. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I needed a place where I can go without alcohol and drugs. You know what I'm saying? So I created this spot, you know what I'm saying? And then realizing like, yo, wait a minute, like, yo, this pain inside release when I write poetry and express it. But when someone receives it, you know what I'm saying, and release their stuff, right? It's like, yo, like, okay, I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying? It becomes easier. And so it expanded. But the other thing is that I allow many different people in this space because here's the thing. When we're amongst each other, oh, we could talk about this stuff. But when white people come around, we be like, yo, man, shut up. Don't talk about that. And I'm like, no, absolutely. We need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? And so white people, a particular type of white person is allowed in this space. You know what I'm saying? The type of white person who can have, you know, these open conversations. Yet we're not taking that person and beating them down. I don't allow that. If we're going to beat somebody down, let's beat down the people that control the policies and do all this crap to make sure that we're harmed. But we need to work through this together, you know what I'm saying, and learn from each other. And this is where we at. All right. So it's 8:37. Tiffany, we about to get to you. JT, can you read that poem that you got and lead us into the interview with Tiffany, please?
Yes, because the next session I'll be able to stay on, but I'm 3 hours behind y'all, so I'm still on work and I have to run back in after this.
All right,
But
cool. Thank you
yeah,
so much, man, for chiming in.
thank you for inviting me into this. I needed this. So, like I said, this poem is untitled, but it says, entering a new era, the dawning of another day. Uncertainty is halted. Now we're returning to more of the same. The same exact players running a tilted game. The crowd jubilantly cheers, eager to shut off their brains. They say the glitch is gone. Look around and watch them restart it all. The people screaming for change. The dilemma was to figure out which way. At the crossroads, peering towards the future while being pulled back towards the past. Battle between a dreamer's progression and a staunch traditionalist. In the 21st century, let's breathe. Let's give into our hopes, desires, and dreams. Build ways to sustain us and merge it with our technology. Can't wait to leap towards the sun and see what's left to explore. Not even fearful of the beings that are still raging behind the doors. I mean, I wrote that last night. But that was what came to me when I saw what happened on the 6th, and then at the inauguration when I heard Amanda Gorman read her poem, those words just started coming to me. Like, that woman completely inspired me on a new level.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear your guys' work, and thank God this is being recorded. The next session, though, I'll be able to stay in longer, but I got to jump back in for like the last 20 minutes of work, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was saying you can go to the website, poeticrecovery.net, click
Mhm.
Poetic Recovery over the mic, and you can go to our YouTube, subscribe to the channel, share with other people. And we have the
Definitely.
history celebration coming up as well. We'll be in touch, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll be talking again.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey, Tiffany. How you doing?
Hello. Good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't, and Tiffany, I apologize, man. Like, I don't believe that I could say or I have the words that would measure up to who you are and what you've done. You've begun to recognize people who are doing real things in the communities. You've helped the first Black Lives Matters mural
Mhm.
in Springfield. You have given help to give Black people the courage to engage the city unapologetically and through our own lens. Man, even before this, you was doing work in the community with DBN, so, and you also do music. Because you know what, man, I'm while you're talking, I'm looking for it. I know you got a track. You playing with me. You playing with me, but you know what?
That's a whole different other world. You trying to tap into my professional world.
It's all, listen, it all connects. It all connects.
It does. For me, it does. But
Yeah,
the
but
world ain't ready.
Let me ask you this. Because and I'm into one thing I appreciate. Oh man, we have some similarities. You know what I mean? I don't, I know when I started doing community activism, one of my fear was like people was going to use me against me. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that if I let people see me, there's nothing to hide. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the other thing too, man, is that like I remember reading Malcolm X, right? And how he was in foster care and how he did the things he did and how he changed his life. And that gave me the strength to stand up. You know what I'm saying? And also reading Martin Luther King's books, Trumpet of Conscience and Why We Can't Wait. You know what I'm saying? And realize, man, I mean, he's so well spoken, right? You know what I mean? And he's so deep, man. And I was like, okay, yo, whatever I am, I have to use this for something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What gave you the okay internally to step out and make your statements to reshape the world as you see it?
Because the question is Springfield has spoiled me. I was one of those kids. So in the fourth grade, I came to Springfield in the third grade. In the fourth grade, I tested on a ninth grade reading level. And in Springfield, that automatically puts you in the category of talented and gifted.
Wait,
right?
hold on. Wait. Excuse me, hold up. Because I think something's happening to your signal where your mouth is moving, but the words are like really off.
Can you hear me now, or is it better now?
It's a little. Sydney, how do you see her? Is she okay on your end?
She's fine on my end.
Okay. All right, I apologize about that. I just want to make sure you're looking fine and stuff like that.
Can you go back? I appreciate it.
I mean, you look fine, but I just want to make sure. You know what I mean? Can we go back to?
Hold on, I just want to answer that question really, really quickly though. I want to answer it because I think people often don't comprehend where my motivation comes from. So I was in talented and gifted, and that kind of changed the trajectory of your life in Springfield Public Schools because I was able to go to Chestnut Tag, and then I was able to go to the IB program, had all these scholarships, all these different things available to me, and I was participating in a lot of different programs throughout the city that the average Black and brown person wouldn't know about it. Like the first rap song I ever recorded was at the Springfield Community Music School, and many people don't even know we have a community music school or a recording studio in there. So I was just blessed with so many mentors, so many organizations, and I was able to succeed. When I came back to Springfield, I was a teacher, and I worked in the same middle school I went to, except it's not talented and gifted at all anymore. And it's actually really struggling and just 2 seconds away from being taken over by the state. And so at that moment, when I came back to the same place, the same exact school that I was thriving in, and I had all these personal memories of how amazing life really was for me in the city, it just hit me that it was so circumstantial. It had only to do with the random teachers that I had at that point, the random principal that I had, but the growth and the development of the city wasn't sustainable anywhere, it seemed. And so that shook me to my core, where it's like, how can I have this experience that was so productive and so supportive, but majority of the people in the city don't have it? But if we were capable of providing it for me, then we were capable of providing it for everyone. And so as a teacher, realizing just how deep the holes are in the system, I didn't have a choice after that. It's just like, there's no way that Springfield can be worse off than it was when I was living here as a youth growing up, and I can't do anything about it. So I have a very strengthening understanding that all of our solutions are in here in the city, that we don't have the biggest issues that every other city does. And that's what motivates me to just like keep going and really just talking out loud, because I've already benefited from the city in the ways that many people too. And so that's why.
Thank you. You know, that's interesting because we have the Springfield Community Music School in common as well. I started the first hip hop program at the community music school. It was called Renaissance. It was me, William Arnold, and I forget the other guy's name. And then Scorpio came in later on, so on and so forth. So, wow, that's interesting. That's another connection that we have. You know what I mean? So it's fitting that we're here. You know what I mean? And our worlds are connecting a little bit. Who would you say are some of the people that, when you're struggling through moments, right, as a community organizer, who are some of the people that have wisdom that you look towards?
Locally, definitely Shalon Brown. That's like my social justice mom. She was at one point the youngest Black woman to run for office. She ran for mayor when she was 18 in Springfield. Besides her, my own mother, as well as I have a slew of different mentors from college as well. But honestly, the way I do community organizing, it's not the best advice I have is honestly just coming from more studying and more reading. Like, I'm constantly reading various books. Like, this books that I'm reading right now is by an old sociology professor, and it's about deviance in society, and how his study kind of goes into how we think people are either a bad person or a good person, or someone does good things or does bad things. But his research kind of showcases that everyone is capable of being deviant, and everyone is capable of being in the normal behavior range. And so it's honestly books and things like that that nobody's really accessing that really strengthens my resolve and teaches me that about the systems that I'm trying to break down. So more so than just, because a lot of my mentors honestly don't agree with half the things I do. So I'm a bit radical for a lot of people's tastes. So between history and sociology and political science and all these different humanity, that's kind of what motivates me to keep going, because we've gotten really soft in history. Like in the 21st century, with all the different things that we got going on, the average person isn't as excited to create change as it seems our historical peers have been, if that makes any sense. A lot of we've just become complacent. So a lot of what I do in terms of flipping over tables and trying to get the hard conversations had, a lot of people aren't really into it. People have jobs that they have to look out to. They have brands that they represent, and they can't risk those things. I speak for myself. So, yeah, I don't really get, I get mentorship on other things, but not really just the radicalism part of it.
Let's talk about your cultural side,
Hmm.
right? Why do you write? Why do you perform?
Oh man, that's what all I want to do.
You,
Actually,
you look you look you look good doing it too.
thank you. I actually, that's my first love: art, culture, writing, rapping, books, reading, all that good stuff. And it's honestly the only reason why I'm not 100% focused on that is because I have three sons, and there's no way, God forbid, I am on a sold out book tour and I get the devastating call that my son has been affected by police brutality, or something has happened within a gang related to my child, or you know what I mean. And that's a reality when you have your family and your core in Springfield, Mass. You have to always worried about how they're going to interact with the different parts of the community. And so I don't feel like I can fully just enjoy my art and being free until I do everything I can to set up my children for the best success and those that I love, which is this community.
If there was something that you wanted people to know about you, what would it be?
Um, I I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just generally am trying to do what I believe is right. And I know that that affects a lot of people. And I think a lot of people think I'm ignorant to that. So, for example, when I am advocating for more Black and Brown businesses in the city, when I'm advocating for more resources for Black and Brown people, I understand that it has to be taken from somewhere else. I understand that other programs that don't serve my community may lose some money, may lose some profits, but I think that is worth it. I think that the end result to support to our community, as we are the majority, is worth it. And so I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone else's concerns. I just believe our own has been neglected for far too long. So I'm not going to be apologetic about making sure we get the support we deserve. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people want this to be a slow process, but too many people have died already. Too many people are incarcerated for decades. Too many people have been traumatized. So, no, I'm not waiting. And I understand to a lot of different people that's offensive, but your emotions isn't worth more than my community's lives.
I don't think it's offensive at all. In fact, I was thinking like, I mean, um, you know, do funds have to be taken from other places? I mean, when you look at the idea of pork barrel spending, and you look at the subsidies that all these rich companies get, and don't provide anything of value like McDonald's,
Mm,
Walmart. A lot of people go out to Walmart, but Walmart's prices are pretty much comparable to like prices at other stores. You know what
mm.
I'm saying? They have been for some time, and they pay people a lot less than people would be getting paid if they worked at a store that was like right in our communities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
So the reason why in Springfield, so it doesn't, I can't talk in general for a lot of different places, but the reason why specifically in Springfield that money will have to be redirected and redistributed is because we are the Black and Brown community is 65% of the population, and we're not getting nowhere near that amount of funding and support,
right,
right? So in our specific scenario, we are owed a lot in terms of our
absolutely,
failing education system, our failing healthcare system, the parks that somehow 16 acres parks are beautiful, but you go into the North End or Forest Park and it's not, you know what I mean? So it's like there's so many intentional things that they've done to hurt our community that they do have to pay up. In other places, it might not be a redistribution of money, but it might be a providing more policies that will help this community over the other. But in Springfield, there's just no way around of giving more money to the community that has been neglected
right,
the
right,
most,
right.
you know,
Well,
especially because they're not bringing criminal charges against the police or all these people who've done such destructive things to our community. So if they're not going to handle it lawfully, at the very least, they can handle it financially and in the support of and in the realms of restructuring the systems that we have here. There's a lot of things that don't have to do with financial support. For example, the fact that they've been doing all these unlawful arrests, a lot of these findings are questionable, evidence-based things. It should make them doubly excited to provide uh a anti-recidivism program for our community. If they knew that they put so many of us in jail and they have so many examples of just how the system that they've created community makes us go back to jail more often, then they can be building these programs out too that helps with that. So it's not necessarily all about finances, but it's going to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, and it also ties in too with Western Mass not getting the amount of state funds that we actually should get. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like Neil does not do enough to actually fight for Western Mass. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping that with Orlando Ramos,
Adam Gomez,
Pat Duffy, you know, from Holyoke, being our state representatives now, I'm hoping that they will strongly advocate for the finances that we need, you know, and Marcus Williams now being the city council president, you know what I'm saying? I think one of the greatest things that have, you know, led to change in Springfield politically is the institution of the ward representation system. You know, and we continuously need to continue to keep building and stuff like that. So I'd like to continue to check in with you. I'd like to continue to check in with you and do what we can to keep the conversation going. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
can we hear some of your poetry?
Oh, we can. Let me do that then. Let's see. The stuff that I have tonight is from my first poetry book ever that is going to come out. It's been done, unfortunately, for over a year. Don't you hate when you do all these projects and then life gets in the way? But yeah, it's been done for over a year and it's finally going to be coming out next month. So I'm super excited. Let's see. So the way that the book is out, it's heartbreak. Well, I think it's love, heartbreak, and healing, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. And so the poems are everything from what you think would be a natural poem to a short story to all those kind of things. So, yeah, I'll see which one I can do. Okay. Okay, I'll do the second breakup. You ready? Can I just go?
Yeah.
All right. The second breakup. The hardest part of leaving is staying gone. You cheated. You lied. You became everything that you swore to the universe you wouldn't. You made it impossible to continue. You made it unbearable to actively love you. I earned my freedom. And yet, here I am, tightly gripped within your embrace. We've been over for a while, and our children couldn't have the slightest clue. You smile at every passing sachet, as often as you kiss my everything. You fantasize about the next as you practice in my wiles. You're asking women to cook for you while you're helping me in our kitchen. Your phone is filled with numbers, and my walls are filled with your DNA. The thing about a breakup is that it's so generically specific. Love, we change, we hurt, and then we claim it's over. But when is it really over? Because you still taste as nourishing as the first time. Because I still am paralyzed when you call me baby girl. Because we still anger at the thought of each other with anyone else. The second breakup may be worse than the first. To enter the world that we left 8 years ago alone seems like an impossible task. I'd rather just stay here with you. That's the first one.
Nice. Nice. Thank you.
No problem. You want me to do one more?
So you did that one. Let me go first. And then we'll do like a back and forth. Jonathan has one as well. Liz just popped on. Hey Liz, how you doing? I'm just muting you guys because we're in the poetry segment right now. This one's called Community. Here we are again, having this discussion. My voiceover is always not meaning to be, but my frustrations go deep as children weep without fears. Their parents operate on fears. Even though I'm living off of friends' generosity, like many, I come to learn wealth is plenty for a few. Becoming rich, what do we need to do? Find your soul buried under ignorance, destitute, pointing fingers at the prostitute when she's relieving the stress of a politician. The extremes, while others are kept at bay by superstitions, religious dogma, and media control. Justice does not come by race, but mindset and soul behind the face. So what's really at stake? Not our Nikes, Hondas, but the spoken word, decima, the jelly, the griot, salsa, bachata, merengue, hip hop, jazz, losing ground, controlled by media, mascot culture, got us picking at each other like vultures, running around in packs like hyenas ready to attack the seemingly weak. What if we created space, a platform where those torn from the bosom of life can bathe in the water of opportunity created by us? If we only wait for them in those positions of power, it makes us cowards and our children cowards at the thought of being created. Community. What you got, Liz? You're muted. Jonathan, you ready? You're muted.
Oh no, I was saying I have something that I can read now.
Okay, good.
So if you, hi everybody. Hi Jonathan.
Liz, you go, and Jonathan, you're on deck.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to minimize my screen. Wait, maybe not. Okay, I don't. So this is brand new. It's a little rough. So the stress of the times is filling my head. I'm sick, and I want to relieve this pressure. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. I'm so alone, but I'm not alone. The world is with me, but it's not. I want to run and hide, but where will I go? There are so many, but there's no one. COVID is out there. It might find me and there's nowhere to hide. There's also a racial divide. I can run, but I can't hide. I can't put these feelings aside. Where do I go? Where do I go? Who is out there that can help me? Free me, release me from this prison I'm in. I want my life back, but I can't do it alone. Is there anyone out there that feels like me? Reach out to me, please. I have a cell phone. Throw me a lifeline. I'm sending out my SOS. I'm secluded in this island I call my four walls. I'm calling out for help, but no one hears me. I'm a lost soul in this world. My desperation is deep. It's so freaking deep. I'm drowning in it. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy we're in. It's so damn steep. I'm trying to be optimistic, but it's all surrounding me. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I'm tired of being awake, and I'm tired of waiting. My anxiety is too much, and my blood pressure is through the roof. Depression is setting in, swooping in on me like a vulture on a carcass. So much confusion. I want this to be an illusion, a bad dream, and when I wake up, I'm not losing. My mind is running away and I can't keep up with it. Should I give up the chase? Maybe this is all just a phase. I'm lost in the fog. It's nothing more than a haze. When I wake up in the morning, the Capitol's in a blaze, swarmed by the hate created by one man. He was in control of the masses, so much blood in his hands. He swore to protect us in our own land. So much division in our country. No one is holding hands. Everything's black and white now while the browns just blend in. COVID sitting on the side waiting to claim everyone. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about the color of your skin. He was an unmasked bandit thinking it was an easy steal he could win. We were all praying for a miracle while he was counting on a win. But you can't be winning while you sit back sinning. Somebody is watching even when no one is watching. And he stole your blessing. Now you sitting around claiming losses when you stole your position. Everyone figured you out and got in the way of your mission. Nothing in life is free when you don't deserve it. You should have been a better person. Maybe then you would have earned it. But you got lost in the bigoted ways, controlling the minds of those you could sway. Command them to do your dirty work for you. We laughing now because the masses saw through you and sent you on your way. Off to Florida you go with the rest of them oranges while we celebrate your departure and get ready for a new day. That's it.
Yo. Liz. Thank you.
Thank you for
reading.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for giving me the stage to express that.
Thank you for bringing it to the stage. Thank you. Appreciate
it. I can see her talking, but I can't hear her.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute, Tiffany.
I wanted to jump in because oh man, you just hit on so much. And the emotions of it just made me realize, like, this is not normal. Like, none of this is normal. And it just hit me. It just overwhelmed me because it's like, we're going through so much. We're going through so much, and we're trying to force through it and get through it. But you can't unhear what you just said in terms of like all the things that are happening at once. And I just felt it. Yeah, thank you. That was amazing.
Oh, absolutely. You're on mute, Liz.
I feel like the pressure from not only what you're going through on your day-to-day, but on top of that, you have all this political pressure on top of you. And if something on a regular day would be, so bad on 3, let's say, with everything else going on, it's on 30. And so that's how I feel. Like right now with the switch in the political situation and all that, I feel a little sense of relief, but I'm not completely like in relief, but I'm grateful that at least we got rid of the devil. And so I had to let this out somehow because this is my day to day. And last night, I just wrote that last night. And that's the kind of stress that I think it's not only me, I think it's everybody. And I think that's why everybody's being so mean to each other. It has to do a lot with that. And so I felt like I needed to let that out. So thank you for giving me the stage to do that, Maurice.
You're
Honestly, I
welcome.
feel relieved.
You're welcome. Hey, Jonathan, what you got for us, man?
I got a poem. The filthy feline was exasperated. He had been doing favors for Regina, his ex, who had returned to her husband. Gina's apartment was infested with bed bugs, or rather, her husband's room was infested. Feline found this out and went to Regina's place to return a food container. There were about 10 bags of clothing in the kitchen, all of her clothes and all of her husband's. Gina was distraught. "This is an emergency," she screamed. "I've got to get these clothes cleaned by 6 o'clock. It's because of the bed bugs, and I don't have any detergent." "Well, I have some detergent at my house," said the feline. "I don't know how much is still in the bottle, though." "Then you'll have to go back home and bring it here," she shouted. "All right," he said, "but I'm not going to rush. I already walked up here in the heat. You said you wanted that container immediately, so I got the container and came right here." "You don't have to walk back. Use the bus," Regina responded. "But I don't have a pass," said the cat. "Then you can get a day pass," she said. "My husband has a few dollars." As it turns out, Regina's husband only had $2, which he gave to the feline. Yet a one-day bus pass cost $3. Fortunately, the cat had $1 in his pocket, the only money he had in this world. So he was able to buy a daily pass and take the bus home, fuming away. That's it.
Hey, Jonathan, what was that poem about?
It was about the filthy feline and his relationship with his ex.
In the end, you talk about him getting money out of his pocket so she could take the bus.
So he could take the bus home.
Can you read that part again?
Sure.
I can't hardly hear him. Like he's really low for me.
All right. Okay, so I'll speak directly into the phone, but you won't be able to see my face.
Hey, Jonathan, you want to, yep, right there. There you go. That's good right there.
Okay. All right. "You don't have to walk back. Use the bus," Regina responded. "But I don't have a pass," said the cat. "Then you can get a day pass," she said. "My husband has a few dollars." As it turned out, Regina's husband only had $2, which he gave to the feline. Yet a one-day bus pass cost $3. Fortunately, the cat had $1 in his pocket, the only money that he had in this world. So he was able to buy a daily pass and take the bus home, fuming all the way. That's it.
Thank you, Jonathan. You know, in that in that bit of sacrifice, um, it reminds me of someone poverty. Um, it's really complicated. Uh, Liz, are you about to say something?
Yeah, that was a naughty cat.
That was a what?
He was well, you said the cat was going to visit the girl, but she said when she went to give him the money for the bus, she said, "My husband has $2," or something to that extent. So she's married. So the cat is like the side piece.
Well, it's complicated. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it seems a little complicated, but that's kind of what I got. Like there's a side, like he's something that she has on the side, and he made a sacrifice to come visit, but the only thing she was willing to give him was the $2 so he can get back on the bus and go home. And she didn't even do that at the end. He had to use his own money.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though he was broke and had made the sacrifice, he also had to pay for his own way home. She couldn't even help him with that. So yeah, that's kind of what I got from there. So there is a sacrifice. He's making a sacrifice. Maurice is correct in that. He's making a sacrifice to go there to visit, but she's obviously not appreciating that.
Yeah, well, he feels a sense of obligation to her because she is his ex, even though she's back with her husband. So he he goes to do her a favor, not expecting anything from her in return.
Right.
To be somewhat grateful, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. So yeah, she kind of left him with a sense of unappreciation, or
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. Wait a minute. So why is it so 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 uh um yeah, that piece is really really complicated.
Oh
Um
yes.
Liz picked up on the whole what did you call it, Liz? The whole $2, her asking, saying her husband got $2.
Yeah, because she said my husband has $2.
Yeah, so what
And
did you
he
call
gives
it?
that to you so you can get back on the. I said that. Oh, I said that he was like her side piece or something because he went
But
to visit her, and then I said she was being ungrateful. He made the sacrifice to go out of his way to go visit her, and she was so ungrateful that she told him she would give him the $2 her husband had, but in the end she didn't even give him that. He had to use his own dollar to get back home.
The husband did give him $2. It says here, yeah, it says
man, we had a real you know you know
Like unappreciated, she didn't appreciate it, and she was ungrateful.
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
uh, this is interesting.
What you got to say? Spit it out, Maurice. There's something brewing in your head. I can see. I can see it.
Yeah,
uh, hey, I
perhaps
want to go to
let's say as it turned out, Regina's husband only had $2, which he gave to the feline. Yet a one-day bus pass cost $3. Fortunately, the cat had $1 in his pocket. the only money that he had in this world, so he was able to buy a daily pass and take the bus home. So he used $1
I got it. I got it. He did use her money plus his dollar. It was $3 in total. Okay, I got that now. I missed that little part before.
No,
Like I said, I was having trouble hearing you, so
I was just laughing because 10 minutes ago we was having this real deep discussion about social issues Black people dealing with in society, and now we're talking about a feline. So I was just laughing at, like, how this switched up so dramatically. That's all.
that's poetry for you, Maurice.
No, I know. I no, absolutely, absolutely. And I was just like, but I was trying to find like this, and then I was trying to be like, oh, well, they're sacrificing poem, and then you brought out, you're like, yo, he was a side piece. I'm like, oh my god, this is really going into a whole different direction. Oh man.
Well, I tell you, Maurice could
Yeah,
have
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Maurice.
Hold on, Jonathan.
Yeah, what I was
Hold on.
thinking of, which I didn't do, I was going to take things in an absolutely new direction. What I was going to do is, I was going to take a list of my Facebook contacts, read it backwards, and call that a poem. I decided
No,
not
please
to.
don't. Yeah, please don't do that. Hold on, Jonathan. Hold on. What's up, Harry? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I say hello to everyone. I apologize for coming into the meeting late. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you was absolutely late. You was like badgering me about how to get you the information, so on and so forth. I get you the information. Hey, you come, Johnny, come lately. You better have a daggone good excuse.
Come on, man. I'm already guilt ridden, man. You got to throw this on top of that, man.
Oh yeah,
Hey, leave it to Maurice to rub it in.
Yeah, I already feel bad, man.
Hey, the wound is open.
Can I comment on Jonathan's piece?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I didn't hear all of it. I didn't hear whether was this cat black in color?
Jonathan, what?
Hello?
You muted. Jonathan, you muted.
The cat is a shape-shifting creature from outer space.
But is the cat black in color?
The cat is the color of a Canada lynx, and a Canada lynx is a white, black, and gray, striped and spotted cat. So the cat is sort of like a kind of a grayish ambiguous shade.
Okay, all right. So with that, I'm thinking of a chameleon type creature.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and so that fits in with the whole scheme of the cat's journey. Is the cat male or female, or is it not? It's not a gender.
As I say, the thing about the cat is comfortable being male, but the cat, I guess, is by nature male. But if the cat wanted to, cat could change into another gender if he wanted.
Okay, all right. So that would be a whole nother poem. But okay. But anyway, so my take on what I heard of your piece is two things. Gratitude. I guess that would be the theme that's rolling in my head about what I heard.
Or lack of
gratitude or lack thereof.
Oh, yeah.
And the other piece is that it seemed like everybody got what they needed. It just worked out that the cat had just what it took, what he needed to get to the spot and to get back. So he got granted safe passage. And so that's where again the theme of gratitude comes in. you know.
No,
And
wait.
so that's kind of what I got. That's what I pulled from what I heard of it.
Thank you, Jerry. Liz had to go and make it about him being a side piece. You know what I'm saying? And Jerry, thank you for bringing something positive to it, Jerry.
Well, he
side,
kind of is. He kind of is. He's
he
the
could be,
ex,
he could be,
but
he
he's
could
still
be.
coming around. He's
Wait,
kind of like a side piece.
John, is he the ex, or is Liz making him the ex?
Regina is the cat's ex.
Well, what was he doing over at the house?
She asked him to come over because she insisted that she needed a certain food container that he had.
I'm mad. I'm mad at you right now. I am so mad. Oh, all right, you know what? Oh man. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Why was he at her house?
Well, she called him up and she said, "Oh, by the way, I need this food container, that I gave you immediately. So come back uptown with the food container because I need it right now," which he did. So that's how he ended up at her house. She asked him.
Oh, so she asked him to come.
Yeah.
Oh, now why she didn't ask him to come when the husband was there?
He did. She did. Her husband was there all the time. Don't you remember?
Oh, he was there. Oh, so he. Oh, okay. So he wasn't just a side piece then, unless there was a menage a trois.
No.
Menage a
He was her ex, and he felt an obligation to her on account of being her ex.
Now,
Maurice is going to very much extreme to prove me wrong about the side piece thing.
well, no, I'm trying to bring it in line, but I obviously can't. I was trying to bring something positive out of it to show that we need change in the world, but I'm failing miserably at that. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much I can do. But it was an interesting poem.
I tell you, well,
We spend enough time on that poem, Jonathan. I'm mad as it is right now, but I love you, brother. You're lucky you're my big brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it's all right. I love you, bro. I want to take a second for a minute just to recap. We had a very beautiful and deep conversation about current issues in the United States, about oppression in the Black community, using culture to help heal. We interviewed Tiffany Alicia, who is a very amazing activist out of Springfield, Massachusetts, who started this out. We're talking about her cultural, well, she ended it off with the cultural expression, but we started out her inspirations, what inspired her to, be an activist. And what was really interesting is the school that she went to, inspired and embraced her. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting that same school now is in economic turmoil. So it was a very beautiful conversation. So and Jonathan, I'm only teasing you, by the way. I always like hearing you read that poem. You always come to you always bring an abstract. You bring abstract ideas and stuff like that, and not only in the visual but also in the art. You know what I'm saying? And what it reminds me is that while my own struggles, going through my own struggles, there's also another part of life that I need to tap into. You know what I'm saying? And so, while fighting the struggle, um, how should I say it? Not everybody is connected to my struggles. You know what I'm saying? And so, I have to do my best to communicate, those struggles to them. And we have to fight those struggles together. At the same time, I have to make room in my life to help fight their struggles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, and I was thinking of something with respect to my poem, and talking about making the world a better place. And I was thinking, with respect to my poem, maybe you can, maybe sort of like the poem might be saying, on a sense, the world would be a better place if the filthy felines of the world were a little less filthy, and the Reginas of this world were a little more grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. Heather.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I was on a call with the doctor and I'm kind of wiggy right now. But it was really fun coming in on the discussion and trying to imagine the entire poem because I came in about 3 sentences ahead of the word side piece. So I was kind of like, I have walked into a whole new land. And I'm really sorry that I missed your interview because that was most of what I wanted, the thing I most wanted to see.
Well, the
Good to be here.
good thing is that it's on YouTube.
Yay!
And I'm gonna tell you, this is the most interesting evening I've had. It's the most interesting. Heather, I'm not even gonna let you back out because you said that you was come, and you too, Jerry. You both said that y'all was bringing some poetry here tonight. What did you bring, Heather? You know what? Don't even give me any excuses, woman. Don't even try it. Try it.
I won't.
Oh,
So I haven't actually been able to physically write it down yet because sometimes that happens.
okay.
But I got to go to a place in the river in the center where Minneapolis is that used to have an island in it. And for thousands of years, the people that lived around this area, the women that were going to give birth would come there to have their babies. And when the settlers came here, they built a bunch of water wheels, they built a bunch of mills, and they eventually dynamited the island and took the stone of the island and made a big dam with it. I stand in this place, my feet reaching through the water, wondering where it is, the place inside from which birth comes, feeling the rush of water straight and fast where it used to be arms. I look in the mist. I close my eyes. I breathe in the mist. I feel you squat close to the earth, surrounded by your ancestors. I feel you push like the push of the water. I reach for you and my heart cracks open because you are not there. And I wonder, where are your scattered daughters and where they labor? Because I know they do, no matter how white the wash that falls over their faces. And that was what it was like standing, looking at this water, imagining this stone island in the middle of the Mississippi, the Mississippi River.
Wait, you don't have that written down?
No.
So I can't ask you to back rewind. Oh man, wow. Okay, all right.
But yeah, it was, and I also went this week to the corner where George Floyd passed, and I have one working on for him too, but it's not clear.
Okay, because I was thinking of the whitewash over their faces. I wanted you to back up with that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it's done. I think there's more. I have to go back to that spot.
I want to encourage you to put it down on paper so when you come through, you know what I'm saying?
I will. I just couldn't get my hand to work today. or any of the days this week. I've been having neural problems, but I managed to get to that spot, and I've wanted to for a long time because I had heard about the dynamiting of that island.
Mhm.
And I had a friend whose great grandmother actually was born there. It was one of the last babies born on that island. And they would bring the women would bring the woman that was giving birth, and they would put her in the boat, and there was a certain point they would get in the river and where they would get off on the island, and that was where they would all come to have their babies born.
Why would they go to the island to have their babies born at the island?
I don't know. It was just a place that they put for that purpose.
Oh, so wait, so you just gonna go down there, get some history, but not the I gotta find out. I gotta find out. Why did they?
I would like to know too, and I asked, and I wasn't told.
Somebody's keeping secrets, yo. Somebody's
I'm
keeping
not sure whether it's a
secrets.
secret. I'm not sure whether it's a secret or privacy. And since I'm not part of that group of people, I didn't quite feel like I didn't really want to push. And I may actually be able to find out at some point, but
Heather, you got a deep undercover on this one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm working on it, and I actually think the poem might help, because one of the people that I know from the Owl Creek Ojibwe actually is a friend through poetry.
No,
so I might find out more information that way.
What you said, the Owl Creek of Ojibwe?
Ojibwe. It's Ogibwe.
What language is that? It sounds
That it's the name of the people. That's what they call themselves. We usually call them Cree. We often call them Cree, but
are they West? Is that West?
They in Minnesota, and their territory is partly Wisconsin, partly Minnesota, partly up into Canada, and they used to trade all the way up and down the Mississippi River.
Are they indigenous? Are they black? What?
Yeah, they're indigenous. They were here before.
Okay, yeah. So you can't really go undercover. You stand out. Like a raisin. Like
and that's also why I didn't push.
Yeah. I get that. Okay, all right.
You know, I mean, if I were sitting with you with all of your friends, and you're talking about something, and I ask the question and you don't answer me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop now.
This is why I tell you to mind your business.
Right.
I
I just went to the place because I had been told about it, and like having a company blow up a sacred place so they could build a dam so they could mill more flour.
Yeah, I can actually imagine now why they would use the island. No, I can imagine why they would use the island to have the women go over there and have their babies. I can imagine.
And they described it as literally there's a dip in it where they would take the woman to be basically held by the earth and the water. It was like a really sacred thing.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
And it's not there, so I went to where it should be, and I was trying to sense it, and it was a really cool thing. And I think it's going to be really cool when I get it done.
Okay, we'll be here. We'll be here. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thanks.
Hey, Uncle Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the last time?
I just wanted to give a shout to Heather. That was a beautiful piece, and it's a very rich, textured and layered piece, and so I look forward to you bringing it back to us to give us a full array of feedback on that.
Thanks, Jerry.
Hey, Liz, you guys?
Yeah, it'd be definitely interesting to hear when you got the finished product, because I'm pretty sure it's just going to add so much more, and make people really think about these things, because there's so much history that we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Hey, blessings.
It feels like it feels like a way of saying, not I'm sorry quite, but saying I see you.
Hey, blessings, you there? Blessings Divine. Jonathan, would you like to add to that?
To to what Heather said, or critique
Nah,
of?
to our responses to her poem. Would you like to add a few words?
Well, well, to me, it's sort of like you're asking why this specific island was used for childbirth. I mean, my response would be, doesn't matter. This is a cultural tradition, and there are a
No, no,
lot
no.
of
You're
there are a
responding
lot of
to you're responding you're
what
responding to her poem, not to
what
me or anybody to the poem.
what.
You're critiquing. You're not critiquing. You're responding to her poetry.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. When you said that, I thought you were responding to the question I asked. I'm like, what? Like,
No, no,
all right.
no, no,
My apologies. My
no,
apologies.
no. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of aspects of culture that seem arbitrary. So why women from this culture would give birth on this particular island, not, let's say, in a hospital, in some kind of, I don't know, birthing facility on the mainland. I mean, it's just tradition, and maybe the reason is just lost in the midst of time, and there really doesn't have to be a reason. I mean, what's important is that this was a cultural tradition that was followed for centuries.
Yeah.
Thank you. Blessings. Blessings, divine, yo. When you click on, you see the mute. When you see the mute tab. When you click on the mute tab, is your audio connection highlighted? We can't hear you, bruh. We're gonna come back to you once you get that worked out. Thank you, Heather. Again, Jerry, you got something to spit? We've been waiting for you for a couple weeks, bruh.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. What did you say?
You got some poetry. We've been waiting for you for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I have a piece. I have a piece.
Hey, Jerry, man. I hope I don't make you mad, man. I love messing with you, bro.
No, you don't, man. You know, you're engaging, man. You know, and so no offense taken. So yeah, I have a piece. This is a piece I call sensory deprivation. And here it goes. In the beginning, there was no sound, just the clitter-clatter of projection devices and a sotto voce din that never suffices to illuminate what otherwise might remain to be seen in the lines in between the shadow and the light. In the beginning, there was no color, just degrees of contrast between shades of gray called black and white, even though, even then, we knew all it takes is a prism for a rainbow to ensue. In the beginning, there was no remote, just a single-minded knob, manual dexterity, fine and gross motor skills, and hand-eye coordination were required to effect change in channel, brightness, or on/offness. In the beginning, there was no LED, just the mechanical reckoning of decimal points, and as ones clocked tens, alphanumeric shorthand made letters like K and M and G, exponential expressions of what could not be readily digested. In the beginning, there was no flavor, just the generic sameness of sliced white bread, of which it was said was 12 deep, leaving one to wonder about when and where and how and why those little black specks came to be synonymous with the lack of anything one might crave, need, or desire around midnight, midday, or right about now. In the beginning, there were no commercials, just sponsors leaving jingles plastered on the brain, making brand names household words, making the generic specific, making it so easy to use, less toil, making it so no-brainers became the norm, making it so that on cue one would salivate like Pavlov's dog in anticipation of a treat. In the end, there were bells untold, dreamscapes with veneers of platinum and gold, systematic deprivation of substance and style, tales twice told, twice twisted, and twice removed, with the single-mindedness of a one-lane, one-way, dead-end street, billboarded with subliminal messages and flagrant appeals that leave us wanting, needing, craving more of the sameness of lukewarm pabulum with special sauce, devoid of any nutrients, and as imagination becomes a figment thereof, until all that remains are fragments of coherent thoughts, pieces of a stream of consciousness, interrupted by an endless loop of imagery that can only be known for what it is not, for the way it is depicted, devoid of volition, no vestiges of free will, nothing left to the imagination. But we can still sleep and hope to dream. That's my piece called Sensory Deprivation.
Thank you. I hope you come and read it again one day. It's pretty deep. My mind was going out trying to get other people in the open mic, but it's like, things keep catching you and pulling you back in. You hear something and it draws you, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? It was parts of it that I heard makes me want to sit and listen to it again. So if you don't mind coming back next week, would you come back and read it again?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. And this piece, like every piece that I write, can pull any line out of it and can flesh that out, So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in one go.
Yeah, no, and even the title in and of itself, sensory deprivation. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to tune in. You know what I'm saying, and even wonder like how deep is this gonna go? You know what I'm saying? So thanks a lot, man. Caller just called in. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean. Nice to meet everyone. How's everyone doing?
Oh, snap! Oh, you know. What up, boy?
What's going on, Maurice?
Oh my
What's
God,
going on?
the Grand Puma Poetic Recovery, Sean. Hey,
You
yo.
funny, man. You funny.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, man, you the man, though, yo. Hey, Blessings, what's up with the sound, bro? Keep denying this, all your greatness, bro.
Yo, peace. Y'all hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sean, do you got a poem?
That my man Sean Alexander?
Nah, Sean Bailey.
Oh, word. That's dope, peace. What up, though?
Hey, what's going on?
Coming on.
Let's see. I don't know.
Hey, bro, you better come with something dope because you coming on the hills of sensory deprivation.
Dang. I'm gonna try, man.
Since we, hey, oh,
No.
before you,
Give me some time. Give me some time. I gotta write something. Give me some time.
all right, cool. Jerry.
Yeah, can you still hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you. When we talk about sensory deprivation, can you explain that real quick? That's what I meant. I
Yeah,
meant to
well,
ask you that.
yeah, well, the concept is kind of as it implies, right? It's a deadening of the senses, and that can happen in a lot of different ways. But in the context of this piece, it's really that the culture, the system, so to speak, but actually more the culture than the system. You could call it the melting pot or whatever, but basically, if you get immersed in that, it becomes a stream where it basically kind of strips you of your sensitivity and of and of any independence in thought or in feel, and you become basically a part of something that doesn't really represent anything intrinsic to you anymore. And so,
Okay.
yeah, so sensory deprivation is basically, it's where, your senses are no longer the thing that's feeding you information.
Okay.
You're being spoon-fed stuff independent of what you would otherwise be taking in and processing. So that's kind of like that's how I kind of frame it.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm gonna take a break. Real quick, just to talk to you guys. Real quick. Then we're gonna go to our blessings divine.
You said you were shutting down early tonight?
No, I was gonna shut down early because you and 5 other people like to come whenever y'all want instead of coming at 7:45 so we could look live. You know what I'm saying? We had some new poets in the house, and it felt like, you know what I'm saying, y'all wasn't around to welcome them, and it just I got emotional for a bit, and I was just gonna be like, well, fine then, y'all don't want to come, all right then, I'm taking my ball and going home. But I decided to stick it out. You know what I mean? But I wanted to announce Black History Month next month. We have a poetry slam coming up. The prize is gonna be $200. Also, the winner of the poetry slam, it's gonna be on February 19th. And then on the 26th, the week after, is going to be the Black History Celebration featuring comedian Artie Robb. Robb has been on HBO. He's been in the movie American Family Dreamers, produced by Stephen Stick Josie. Performed with, amazing comedians all over the country. Artie Robb, man, this brother is always packing the houses whenever he's, wherever he goes. Yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty dope. I posted in Facebook, and some of you guys didn't respond as to whether or not you all wanted to perform. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to perform, go on to Poetic Recovery and let me know if you want to perform. Jerry, you're not on Facebook, so you can send me a message on my phone. Let me know if you want to be part of the performance. You need to find a way where you can be a part of that communication, so that we can all, being on a planning and the who is who. Because I can't be going, sending information back into 20 different directions. It's just too much.
Okay, no, I hear you. I hear you on that.
Just real quick, who would be interested in performing? Who would be interested in the poetry slam? Liz, okay. Jerry, would you be interested in the slam?
No, I don't slam.
Okay. Blessings, would you be interested in the poetry slam? All right. Sean.
I mean, if you want me to, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, so it's 3 rounds. It's 3 rounds. Basic. Listen. So, you know, some people focus on the competition side of it, right? But more than the competition side, man, it's a way of entertaining, right? And it's also bringing attention to a good cause. You know, I've been getting people pushback from different Black people this past week about, you know, the celebration of Black History Month and only being 28 days and stuff like that. Look, so what that tells me is that a lot of people don't know who Carter G. Woodson was, right? Carter G. Woodson, man, like, I mean, this brother did a lot for our people. In a time where Black people were not revered for anything. Carter G. Woodson, as an historian, author, and journalist, who founded the Association of the Study of African American Life and History, right, pushed for the creation of Black history. For me, like, minimize that is to minimize the struggle of where we are today. You know what I'm saying? So, in honor of Carter G. Woodson and the struggle of our ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And the allies that help us get here, I'm gonna celebrate Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? I invite you all to get in on that with me. You know what I'm saying? And again, Poetry Slam was created for people to be for it to be entertaining and exciting at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now what will the winner get? The winner gets interview in Ubo magazine, $100, right? Now that interview in Ubo magazine is going to be sent out to Hip Hop Congress National, right? We have 2 more chapters up and running. We have one in New York City and we have one in Worcester now. So it'll be sent out to them as well. So by the end of the day, that article is going to be sent out to over 50,000 people. All right. And the winner will be able to perform at the Black History Celebration on February 26th. And so what I want to need for you guys is, you know, help promoting it, you know what I'm saying, getting people involved, you know what I'm saying, excited about it and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because the celebration, I'm going to be asking for $15 donations, and be using those donations to work on making Poetic Recovery its own nonprofit, or Community Against Hate, rather, its own nonprofit. So, y'all ready for that?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, that sounds pretty deep, man.
since you kind of quiet.
I'm a quiet dude. You know me long enough, bro.
Yeah, but when you speak, it's powerful. So, what do you think about all that I said? I don't know what you think about.
In all sincerity, I think that it has a lot of value to it. So you can count me in for all that.
Word.
As far as, you know, putting down for the peoples and all that.
And we definitely gonna remember those who fought for us to get to where we to get. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
absolutely correct.
that's the point of it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. So we got Liz, we got Blessings, and so I'm gonna work on. So we need 3 or 4 more people to slant, and then we're gonna need. Now here's the thing. Y'all can invite people to come because we're gonna need people to judge, right? So the more people y'all invite, the greater chance y'all got of getting someone to judge on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? But the judge can't just come and judge just because it's you. They gotta be, fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's your best friend, you might not want to ask your best friend to judge for you because you're gonna be kind of mad when your best friend gives someone else a 10. But you really shouldn't be mad because if it's a 10, it's just deserving of a 10. So
Or it was
all
about
right.
food.
What'd you say, Lessons?
Or it was about food.
Well,
I
ain't gonna
know
be.
this one sister dropped a poem about food and everyone gave it
Oh
high
yeah.
marks. Talking about, yeah, it's late, I'm hungry. I vote for that one. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I remember that.
That leads me to my question. Is there requirement for the poem, like content?
I mean, it's gotta be family. Everything we do is family friendly.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
mean,
and remember that it's Black History. Um, so it being Black History, it being Black History, I can only imagine that people are going to get more support if the work is in the vein of Black History. You know what I'm saying? So I would start doing some research. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys need any ideas and stuff like that, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say remember that each poem has to be 3 minutes and 10 seconds or less. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna I'm gonna go over the rules at the slam, and I'm gonna send out the rules to the listserv so people are aware of what the rules are. All right. Let's get back. We're gonna do one more round. Let's get back. Let's get back. Um, Matter of fact, let's do our free writing session. Oh, Blessings, you didn't go yet. What you got for us tonight, Blessings?
I just got a question. Is this being like live streamed on social media?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm not gonna do certain things then because they ain't want it to be kind of like on the wrap so it'll come out.
Okay.
So I'll go. This is the first one that hit my head. I'll do this one.
Get it.
Desperation. Never a good motivation, but just waiting. Feel like it's slow dancing with Satan. I don't mind type of conversation. Workshop of mischief. Hating the pictures of difficulty with no delivery. Iceberg, it's just the tip of it. When your hope takes wings, somebody starts ripping it. That's just what it feels like, that type of pressure. And it's always someone who don't understand that wants to question why. Just trying to find some peace of mind. That could be hard sometimes when you're going through it. Fluid one problem to the next with things that take you off on deck. And of course, somebody gotta flex. It's always something when you're tired of it. So I ain't judging when I see catchers' lives is under. I'm inspired from it. To drive them and take you from one place to another, never unrelated from things that cause you to suffer.
Word, word. You always come with that flow, that deep, that and depth. Man, you could talk about M&Ms and rice cakes, man. You know what I'm saying? And it would just sound dope. You know what I mean?
Eat the M&M, get mass adrenaline with the rice cake.
Yo, get the chocolate ones because they taste
Great,
word.
especially when the chocolate ain't fake.
Divine, it seemed like even when he's talking, he's rapping. Like
That's just how
he's
it happened.
he's on all the time. But that's good, and I like that.
Thank you. I can do it slower. I know that was, kind of fast. and it seems like it's darker than what I usually am known for, but it's not. So I can explain that as well.
All right. Um, real quick, I just want to go around and I want to do a little jam session real quick, right? And is everybody ready? Because I'm going to go around and the topic is going to be called eradicating racism, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to broaden it to eradicating oppression. That way, everybody that's oppressed in this country is included, right? So this jam session is going to be called Dropping Love. And I call it dropping love, it's like dropping bombs, right? You know what I'm saying? But the opposite of war, right? Dropping love. You know what I'm saying? But in the way it is war, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much hate right now, you know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be called Dropping Love. And so the idea is that I'm gonna start it off and then we're gonna go around, you know what I'm saying? Blessed Divine, Heather, Jonathan, Liz, caller 2, caller 3, right? It's a jam session. And when it comes your part, man, you gotta be ready. If you ain't ready, I'm just gonna block you. We're gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, get it ready, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, blessings. Can I rock one of your beats? Do I got one of your beats?
And I sent you like a whole set list and a half on
Yeah,
multiple
but
occasions.
I don't. Yo, why you gotta say it like that, bro? You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell everybody. You know what I mean? Like, just they.
Announcement. I have given this man several set lists worth of instrumentals because we have performed together on many occasions, and he can't seem to find a single one. This was an announcement. Thank you. Discount on ice cream on aisle 6.
Yo, you know what?
Just I don't want to go there, but since you started, he got a ton of my videos of performances that I haven't seen, and we go back like 10 years. So he can't seem to find one.
I'm sorry, Maurice. I ain't time for that. I'm gonna just keep it to myself next time.
Wow. Yo, Liz was like the nail in the coffin. It's like you know you have no hope of getting out. Oh, you think?
I'm not trying to let you out of that.
Yeah,
Ever. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you prisoner to that for the rest of your natural life.
I see. Um, man, hey Jerry, yeah, what? Mm. Hey, hold up for a second, blessings. Hold on, can you pause that for a minute? Because I want to say something, man. You put me out there on Front Street. My feelings is hurt, so I'm gonna respond to that, right? Hey, listen,
Yeah.
man. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? I don't keep people's material because I don't want to be accused of stealing people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Which is to your
I,
wisdom.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, if a person comes and do a show, I'll play it and it's deleted. You know what I'm saying? So, if someone ever be like, yo, Maurice did this, like, yo, it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do have your music somewheres. You know what I'm saying? In my emails. I just can't remember which email you sent it to. You know what I'm saying? But um, I know that whatever laptop it was on when we did the show, it was deleted from that laptop. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be accused of anything. So, and that's the reason why I asked you, because I don't want you sitting in the show and I'm just running your beats without your permission. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I would also would like to make an announcement. This is also one of the reasons I really respect Soul Fighter and why I like rock with him. He doesn't just run and do things. A lot of people won't, take you give him an inch, they'll take a whole planet's worth of miles. But he's always trying to respect. He's always very respectful of people's, intellectual and artistic property. He always tries to, he's always extra safe with it. So I wasn't trying to shame him or blast him or nothing. I was just, having a little bit of fun. I knew exactly why he didn't have my joints.
I know why he don't got. I know why he don't. Well, he has mine. I know why he.
you know what, man? Yo,
I know he has mine too. I just don't know where.
you know what? Hold on.
I'm not trying to diss on you. I'm just saying. I know they're in there somewhere. I just don't know.
And I just muted you, not to censor you, but I want to respond. But when you're unmuted, it's a bad echo when I'm responding. And so all I want to say to you is that, and I explained this to you before, and this is the last time we're done. When I recorded, hold on, let me mute you because it gives a bad echo, right? When I recorded the videos, right, I did not have the technology that I have today. You know what I'm saying? And so I couldn't really do much with the. I thought I was trying to, but I couldn't. And so I've been in school. So when I'm able, I will, right? I just have to get into a place so in case I die, somebody can come find you and give it to you. But anyway, with that said, hey yo, blessings, Rocket. Yeah. What? I'm not gonna lie. I feel frustrated with the setup. What up? Catch me like, yo, he's got the crazy get up. I ain't got a lot of money. I'm frustrated in the brain. Catch me like, yo, this dude, he's in pain. Of course, that on the verge of going insane. Hey, yo, you don't know my pain until I open up my mouth and let it go, let it flow. Like the river of denial, but I'm not in denial. I'm asking you, yo, give me some love like you pointed from a bio. Don't be selfish, let it go. Cause I've been devoid of love ever since I was young. I'm in the circle where I belong. I let it flow off my tongue and say, I appreciate your time and devotion. I rub it on my body like it was lotion. Yo, the intellectual love is a great thing. Hey, yo, as Prior, what type of, craziness do you bring? I'm going to mute you so we can, rock it and keep it going. Hey, yo, Heather, it's your turn. It's your turn. Grab the microphone and let it burn. Hey, yo, listen to her shaking her head like, no. Rocking the fingers like this, you gotta go. Pass it
That's
along.
true, baby. I am a white girl with no sense of rhythm.
You don't have to rap it. You just talk something. You know what I mean?
Word.
Spoken word poem off the top.
Open your eyes. There's nothing here to despise. Look me in mine. You will see nothing but how much I love you.
Worthy Beats in the house. Poetic Recovery. Hip Hop Congress. Western Mass Community Chapter. Ayo, Esma Pryor, what's on your brain? Spit it out. What you got, Liz? Unmute your mic. Liz, y'all gotta be ready. Ayo, Jonathan in there. Call it 2, what you got? Go ahead, Liz, come on.
All right. Dropping love, communicating with no gloves, sucker punching, cause I had enough. That's it.
All right, Ezra, come on. Unmute your mic, Ezra. Let's go. Call it 2, you on deck. All right. Call it 2, what you got? All right, Divine, what you got?
I got beats. I make at least a new beat every single day. This was today's.
I'm talking about for lyrics. What you got?
Let me just bring it back. It's about to end. Hold up. Wait for the downbeat. Check. So now we're talking lyrics. It does something great for your spirit when you hear it. You got to get the mental image clearer. That's how we start to fly. For sure, you rockin' live with blessings divine. Off the top of the dome, ain't nothing written. When I drop my science, got the atom all splitting. Like an atomic bomb with nuclear explosion. Just from the thoughts I give, like the ocean, I'm massive. And that's how we break it down, it's the craft kid. For sure, blessings always ready for action. That's how it is, all for satisfaction. And inward expansion, but it man should love. It's the highest frequency we can obtain to. From the stars above, we can reach higher than that. And still, we have to do more because people out there kill, and we have to heal. It takes skill to build and be real with everything that's going on today. So we have to reach for our brother and sister and let them know that there is another way. So we have to be stronger than what we're seeing. Go inward to grow. Find another way to let our light show, so we can grow together and go together and do everything so we can storm the weather and do the best that we can possibly be, because we got here the divine MC. I'm rocking the life giver, blessings, divinity, doing this right here. Ayo, I ain't got no enemy, just enemy. And my inner God, that's how it is, all praise due. So here we go, we rocking straight through this fresh instrumental. It's always funky, nothing coincidental. It's just all mental, meaning I'm responding with my thought atmosphere, blasting out there. Hey yo, who's next on deck? Who got the rhymes? I see someone named Ezra. You about to shine, or is it my man Jerry or somebody else about to help on this?
I got
Mic check 1 2. I'm on the shelf.
I got it. Trying to follow the last man, not trying to kill nobody, no assassin, no Batman, no Robin. I've been caught in the boxing, trying to find my way out day in and day out. That's how it play out, like to say something about how the world's going. It's 2021, switch up the beat on everyone. What'd you do? Just crank it from 80x to 120x. I got plenty of friends. They hang out in my head, hang out in my bed, hang out when I smoke a cigarette, when I shower, hang out, yeah, we just eat clam chowder and bacon or toast or whatever goes well with these beats are nice, I really like them, yo, peace. That's the kind of vibe I want to rock this new year, and I toast this one to you here. 2 beer, 3 beer, 1 shot of vodka. Yeah, I'm not a rock star, no Mick Jagger. Just another bastard rocking the dagger like a pirate. And I just hijacked this flash shit. Thank you for the beat. What up, y'all? It's 413. Isn't it? You still up in the 413, Maurice? How you doing?
What? I'm in the 413, that's where I be. Not because I love it, but because I'm stuck. But while that I'm here, I'm gonna give a fuck. What? I wish I was the dopest freestyler around. What? I would just look at things on the ground and do a countdown like New Year's, coming to erase your fears. Yo, check it out, yo, piercing brain like spears. What? Piercing that heart, yo, let you bleed. What? Check a son, taking souls with greed like I was a demon. But yo, check it out. I'd rather send love than send them screaming. Yo, I'd rather have my love beaming. Open up my shirt like I was Superman. I'm black man. What son? How make you understand that, yo, when I come through, times is gonna be better, yo. Tougher than leather like Run DMC. Except for the fact, yo, I'm just me. Nappy headed, yo, frustrated in this country. Yo, never been number one at anything, but yo, I still stand in the position that I am, doing the best that I can. Yo, Shazam, hit the fist to my brother, man, and we transform like Voltron. Yo, check it. I'ma let Liz, yo, turn you on one. Not with her hotness, but with her lyrics. She can do it both ways on your birthday. Hey, yo, my bad. I didn't mean to go there. It just came out of nowhere, somewhere.
Yo, check this out right here.
Yo, back of my brain.
Drop that down. Pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, quick cement to the ground. Down. Drop that down. Pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, quick cement to the ground.
Rest in peace, Old Dirty.
Lyrics get hard, quick cement to the ground.
All right, who on deck?
Lyrics get hard, quick cement to the ground.
As Prior. Hey, yo, come on.
Deck.
Step up
On
and
deck.
back on the Vaya.
On deck, bat and cleanup. I don't mean to sup on the dinner of somebody else's food. I'm not some kind of racist dude. I was born in Northampton, Massachusetts, feeling kind of looseless. Don't know what to do, feeling useless. Since the pandemic, it's been an endemic. I remember it. Back in March, my shit was turning to starch, stacking up chips, but then they got sick and brought that shit over on boats and ships, airplanes. The virus started spreading. We're suddenly dealing with Armageddon. My armor was getting stuck in my head, and that didn't make any sense. There was no pretense for the attack, but a little bit of bat blood backed up in the Chinese vaccine. USB transported live to you and me with the frequency to get picked by Walgreens, CVS, vaccines. People walk around, try to act mean, say I won't wear a mask or pay for the shit. Get the fuck out of here, you racist dick. Oh, this is fun.
Get out of here, yo, and go someplace else. What? Hey, yo, actually, before you leave, let me take a shot and try to change all the things that you believe, yo. Cause I know nobody gave you love when you was younger. And yo, let me not leave you loveless no longer. Hey, even though it hurts me too, I got a job to do. Let me understand, yo, why you hate me so much. And maybe I can tell you why you love me so much, huh? Even though you tried to hurt me, yo, tried to take everything I got. I'm still here. I'm still strong, yo. What? Check it out. Where I belong, huh?
I got so many beats. I don't even know what they all are by looking at them.
What do you use to make these?
Poetic Recovery.
Pure imagination.
Hey, yo, I want y'all to check out the Struthers Room from Hip Hop Congress, promoted by Hip Hop Congress. It's on the West Coast. Hey, yo, Balani Green, the Boogaloo, the history of the Boogaloo on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We promote theirs, they promote ours, so we go nationwide. What up? Yo, if you want the Black History Celebration, the Poetry Slam, your face is gonna be seen nationwide. What up? Come on, can we do this? Yo, I love y'all. Ezra Pryor, Heather Craig, Blessings Divine, Jonathan Becker, caller number 4 and caller number 2. Sean and Jerry, this is what I do. Liz Filomeno, yo, she comes in with the Puerto Rican, yo, aspect. I be like, yo, what you think? She like, yo, I grabbed that by the neck, yo, shake it, break it, yo, and then she removes it into something brand new that was more beautiful than you ever thought that you would ever see. I'm like, what? Yo, this beat is like tugging inside of me, bringing lyrics out of my soul, and I'm like, yo, just become the best is my goal. Oh, here we go. Yo, this jam session is about to end. I go all in, I don't pretend. Yo, I let the brain, I let
Can I
the
close it
pain.
out?
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
I'll close it out though. We can go next.
Yo, go ahead, Jerry. Yo.
All
This
right,
is
all right.
Jerry. Calling number 4.
Equality. On the positive side of the equation, it means not less than. On the
Get it.
negative side, nothing more. An embrace of the essence of more the same, changing the facade but not the game. Content with transcending the lowly level, lowly status of power, reaching for a grasp and never raising the bar. Lip service paid to the struggle that has borne such barren fruit. Surely you jest if the ultimate quest is to merely follow suit. It's lost in the shuffle, disregarded or neglected. The equation's been altered, leaving its values unaffected in ways that make it hard for it seem or to relate to Supreme Court Justice, or Attorney General, or Secretary of State, who's touted, toasted, and thoroughly co-opted, intoxicated by principles eagerly adopted, with such phrases bestowed, equal loyalties owed, with unconditional allegiance expounded, beholden to the tenets of the old school rules upon which the game was founded. And the bottom line is that no net gain is posted. It matters little or not which hand tends the pot, if in the same sauce we are roasted. And I'm out.
Hey yo, blessings. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, son.
I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for coming through, helping me do this,
You rock, Murray.
sending love to all those who in the world that needs it most. Leave the drugs and alcohol alone. Take care of your heart. Take care of your dome. To all those fighting cancer, yo, we love you. No matter how you change. To those fighting trauma, want to get rid of it, want to let it go, we'll embrace you. Let love go. To all those out there that need to change, Poetic Recovery, bring it on. Hip hop, spoken word, rock, acoustic, R&B. This is the place. This is the place. This is the place to be.
Mic check, Poetic Recovery. Yeah, I'm using spoken word too. Yo, you gotta use your dome. Is that a chair in your home or a throne? It's you to decide. Cause right now it's where wars collide. You have to dig deep inside and find what's left and what's right so you can find your own insight. Meaning, it's your thoughts that depict who you are and your own self-image. See, the mind works in images. You gotta give yourself something to grow into. That's the window of your soul. And that right there is what we're here. And like my man said, leave drugs and alcohol alone. And the B sentence, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Well, that's that. Don't play again. Don't stop it. Don't play again. Okay. What's this one?
Thanks for the beats, man. That was fun. I needed that. Freestyle sesh.
Y'all seem to like the jazzier vibe.
Listen, yo, Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It's still going, Maurice?
Yeah.
Just chilling. Chilling.
You know, you ever met a woman that just changes you?
No.
I remember one time, I didn't meet her yet, but I was listening to her words. She was so deep. The confidence in her expression just made me wonder who she was. I began to formulate ideas in my brain and my mind, and I think I found the woman that I was in love with. I kept listening to the concepts and the wisdom that she was speaking. She said that she wasn't a teacher, but she was teaching. And I mean, have you ever felt like you heard the words of someone that you never met before and you knew them? You've known them for your whole life. And I just knew that everything was going to be all right. But then her husband walked in and my bubble popped. But at least I got my imagination to hold on to. All right, y'all. Yo, I want to thank y'all for. Yo.
Where's Artie Rod,
Your
Maurice?
outro beat. It's your outro beat, son. Not this one. Fine, that's fine.
Yo, Dream Worthy Productions.
You want to give your smooth and outro voice outro or not?
All right, I gotta head out. Peace out, Maurice. Thanks for doing this.
Hey, Blessings, hold up. Blessings, hold up for a second. Hey, Ezra.
Yeah.
Yo, we started 7:45. Are you working around that time?
When, on Fridays?
Fridays, yeah.
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. Depends on when my last client books.
All right, man. You know, come on in. You know, when you
I
can.
will. Yeah, sorry I haven't been. I just been whatever. Fucking
it's all good,
up.
man.
But I'll be back. This is fun. Fun as fuck, as I say.
Thanks a lot for coming through.
So, I will. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Peace and love.
Peace. I'm about to bounce too.
Yo, I want to thank you guys for coming out. I want to Blessings. Your company, what's the name of your company? Dreamworthy Productions?
Yeah, Dreamworthy Beats.
What up? You know what I'm saying? Y'all need some beats. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up.
I'm producing someone's album right now. They know me as a dancer in the dance scene because we've been crumping and breaking and stuff for years. He was very surprised by my producer range. I have everything from classical music to reggae, dance hall, to jazz, to you know what I mean, to the EDM and house music. So
And I just connected you up with a potential client. You know what I'm saying?
yes, he
So
did.
hope that goes well. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you guys invite people out for next week, man. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Working on making this one of the biggest open mics online. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We grow, you grow, we all grow together. Yo, this track right here is called Follow Me from Red Venom from the UK. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta bounce though, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Thank y'all for coming out. Thank you, Blessings.
Good night, Blessings.
Oh, just to let y'all know, Blessings Divine is the beat producer, Dreamworthy Beats for the Northeast region of Hip Hop Congress. Yo, we're growing, y'all. Follow me. Thank y'all for coming out. Red Venom.
Rockin' mixtapes with the old school bricks. Rhyming on the corner, taking out the face. My mom said, son, good luck with it, hip hop. Cause I was doing steady with jazz and a creep hop. Age of 13, I was playing on walls. Tipping alcohol with the yeah, shit, sure. The days of the twin seasons done.
All right, I want to call it a night too. Good night, everybody. Hopefully see y'all next Friday.
Thank you, Liz. Much love to you, Liz.
Anytime. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's eradicate racism, eradicate oppression, sexism, racism, homophobia, xenophobia. Yo, let's free the world of all the hate. Follow me, let's go.
Everybody wanna be a street villain, and everybody wanna talk about killing, and everybody wanna be somebody. But me, I just wanna rock my body. I knew this kid couldn't be the contender. He ended up just a juvenile offender. You asking why you don't know the answer? MCs nowadays are just to be gangsters. They stop pushing like an Al Capone, trying to reach the microphone. A gun don't make you a man, my son. Say a gun don't make you a man. Quiet man, out of this chair. Just follow me. Put your light on the ground and let hip-hop be the sound. So come on and follow me. Let's put it down, put it down, let's put it down. Follow me, follow me, bring up DJ MC, tell the people that put on step they are fine. You there, friend, put your light on the ground and let hip-hop be the sound. So come on and follow me, let's put it down, let's put it down. Follow me, bring up DJ MC, tell the people that put on step they are fine. You there, friend, put your light on the ground and let hip-hop be the sound. So come on and follow me, let's put it down, let's put it down.
All right, y'all. Check y'all light out. Have a good night. Be blessed. Keep your
Thanks,
head up.
Ryan.
You're welcome.
Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. So long,
So
Maurice
long.
and Heather. Goodbye.
Thank you, Jonathan. Peace out. To all y'all that you know, tuned in tonight. Want to thank y'all very much. This information behind us you can find on our page at the Northeast Region Hip Hop Congress page. Let me see. I'm gonna read. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna read this for y'all. Just what I want to let y'all know that with this event is limited spacing, is dope. You know what I'm saying? That we were able to help share this information. But there's limited space available to attend this weekend to private workshops at 6642 First Street, Rodeo, California. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or register virtually with $60 to paypal.me/the Struthers Room for private Zoom link. The Struthers Room, blues, R&B, soul, funk, and electric. Master Camp 2001, African American Dance, Art, and Culture. A weekend intensive leading to Juneteenth weekend training to become a dancer magician with Lonnie Pop Tart Green. Let's see. You'll be jumping deep into the West Coast tradition of boogaloo, robotin, strutting. The Bay Area's contribution to the world of dance has been largely undocumented and underrepresented. Lonnie Green, aka the Fillmore Kid, was embraced by Hunters Point and Fillmore communities for the way he moved in the street. Proving himself since the age of 11, he was a force molded by the city that raised him and became the first dancer to take the highly coveted expression of Fillmore strutting outside of the United States. As a cultural ambassador, he co-founded the BRS Dance Alliance and BRS Dance Styles to give a name to the Bay Area inner city black dance culture that was being attached to the name hip hop. After Hollywood began popularizing the New York term in the 1980s, Lonnie pivoted to preserve his cultural roots while becoming a top choreographer in the industry with reaching the camp of Madonna, Missy Elliott, and MC Hammer. Hey, y'all, check this out. It's only $60. I know y'all was like, only. Listen, this is Lonnie Green. Y'all heard his history, the power of this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, check it out. It's all this weekend. Level 1, January 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 7 to 9 p.m., 3 days, or $60 a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this brother's a leader, cultural leader. Man, like, listen, $60. I mean, let's be honest. This brother could be charging $600 a day. You know what I'm saying? So let's put it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? I know you love Missy Elliott. I know you love MC Hammer. I love Madonna. This brother's been there with all of them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So check it out. You know what I'm saying? Being promoted by Hip Hop Congress, Northeast Region of Hip Hop Congress. We're promoting it, Poetic Recovery, Community Against Hate. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. Enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head up. Be blessed. Thank y'all for attending tonight. We are moving forward. We're continuing to do our thing. Come as you are. You know what I'm saying? Bring love with you. You know what I'm saying? An open heart, open mind. Share what you got. You know what I'm saying? Let's move forward. Let's move on. Keep our head up. Listen, Yo, we gotta stay vigilant. No sleep. No sleep.